When playing Diablo 4, did some of you notice that items on the ground would sometimes randomly just disappear? Or maybe you wanted to easily reset a dungeon without having to go all the way back to town to do it. Thankfully, it's easy to fix both of these problems and a few others to help you create a more enjoyable Diablo 4 experience. First though, let's get back to the random items disappearing from the ground and how to fix it. By default, items vanish after a 10-second delay. If you're currently in a fight, by the time it's all over, your items would have disappeared from the ground. To fix this, head over to the options menu and change the item label display option to your desired preference. As for our second point, to quickly and easily reset a dungeon without heading back to town, there is a specific button on the emote wheel that allows you to simply leave the dungeon that you're currently in. And to make this even easier, you could also rebind this to a key of your choice. Speaking of heading back to town, have you ever wondered why you can't pet the dogs that roam around? I mean, you should be able to, right? Well, you actually can. Walk up next to a dog, head over to the emote wheel and use the hello emote while next to them, and your character will give them a good old pat on the head. Just try not to make other players jealous when your new dog friend starts following you around town. On the topic of other players, if you're still having a bit of lag and FPS issues, even after optimizing your settings as much as possible, try disabling the crossplay functionality to decrease how many players and overall connections are loaded into the game world. Of course, there is the downside of not seeing as many players as before, but maybe that's also a blessing in disguise. There is also a secondary menu that displays more meaningful stats such as resistances, weapon speed, weapon damage, and a bunch of other useful information. This was a bit hidden in previous iterations of Diablo 4, but thankfully now it's right in your face as soon as you open your inventory. Also, try to be aware that while resistances may not matter early on, they will matter in higher world tiers where your resistances may be cut in half. While you're clearing out dungeons and getting that sweet loot, try not to worry about missing any legendary items that may drop while you're having fun. If you happen to miss any, thankfully they will be mailed to your stash safe and sound. But be careful. You are limited to about 20 legendary items that can be mailed. So try to keep an eye out for legendaries, but if you do miss some, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Since we're on the topic of legendaries, try and save multiples of each legendary if they benefit your character. While you can extract legendaries to imprint their effects onto rare items, the legendary item itself is destroyed in the process of being extracted. This means that you will have to keep multiples of certain legendaries depending on how useful and how rare they are. And last but not least, I know this may sound cliche, but play how you want to play.
What career? But I'm not a rapper. What career?
Over the course of the life cycle of Diablo 4, classes will change over time, especially with Season 1 coming pretty soon after the official release. Some classes take time to start rolling, such as the Barbarian and Druid, who both need legendaries to feel as good as a sorceress. Have fun and enjoy the fresh experience while you can. If you found this video helpful, let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this type of content, be sure to subscribe for more Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 videos. As always, thank you all for watching. My name is Arto, so I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one.